and today I'm sharing my top 5 serums and oils for wavy or curly hair. And these are going to be in no particular order, just like the rest of the videos in this series. If you're new here, my name is Michelle. I'm a licensed hairstylist with over 20 years of experience, and on this channel I use those years of experience to help you have healthy, happy hair. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab whatever happens to be closest to me and talk about it, which happens to be the Evolve Wonder Balm Magic for Curls, and magic indeed. This is something that is really concentrated, so you don't need that much. Even with all of the hair that I have, I really only use about a half a pump for my entire head of hair. This is something that I smooth into my hair at the end of my routine after I've diffused my hair to scrunch out the crunch, but it can also be mixed in with gels to help control frizz that way as well. And you can even mix a tiny amount of gel in with this to scrunch out the crunch and get a little extra hold. This also works great for a dry refresh. You just put a little bit into the palm of your hand, get some on your fingertips, and you can go through and hit individual curls that are extra frizzy or have lost definition and just do a little bit of a finger coil to get those back in shape. You can put it on your hands and just kind of slide it over your hair and scrunch it in. If all you have is just a little bit of touching up to do and some surface frizz to get rid of. So this is just a really great multi-use serum. That also, for those of you who worry about silicones, this is silicone free. And now when you go and look at the price of this on the website, you might get a little sticker shock. It is on the pricey side. However, like I said, I only use about a half a pump for my hair all over, and I've used this quite a bit. Like, there are quite a few videos where I'm using this, and then I'm also using it when I'm doing my hair off camera as well, and I still have barely made any kind of dent in it. So when you consider how little you have to use, this bottle is going to last for probably years, so that price will kind of help even out. But I do have a discount code on this, and that is going to be in the description box. So if you'd like to give it a try, but you don't want to pay the full price, then you can go ahead and use that. And this next one's not going to be a surprise to any of you who've been watching my channel for a while, and that is the Verb Ghost Oil. This is probably even my second or third bottle, and I don't use much of this either. One pump is all it takes for my entire head of hair. So for me to go through multiple bottles, that's saying something. I absolutely love just how weightless this is. I use this to scrunch out the crunch. It definitely does the job. It locks everything in at the end of my routine, and I feel like I have no additional product on my hair at all. So this is something that would work really, really well for those of you who have fine, very easily weighed down hair, because this literally is just weightless. It doesn't add anything at all to your hair except for what it's supposed to do, which is to help smooth the frizz, to scrunch out the crunch, and to lock and seal everything in. This is another one that I do also use as a dry refresh. I will go ahead and touch up certain areas or smooth it on all over, whatever is needed. And again, very little is needed even when I do a dry refresh. And for those of you who try to avoid silicones, this does have silicone in it. Now this next one is weightless as well, but doesn't contain silicones, and is even more affordable. And that is the Twist by Ouidad Curl Rain Multi-Use Miracle Oil. Now this one, just because of the nature of how runny it is, I don't know if you can hear it or see it, but this is a very watery, runny oil. And I do need to use more pumps of this than I do the previous two, just because of the consistency of it. But like I said, it is very weightless, and this can be used as an oil treatment. It can be used as a conditioner. It can be used to scrunch out the crunch. It can be used as a dry refresh. I love something that is a good multi-use product, and this most definitely is. And then for the price, you really can't beat it, since you get to use it for all of those different things. So if you're looking for a good weightless oil that is affordable and silicone free, this is definitely one that you should check out. This next one is also a multi-use product, and that is the Keratin Nourishing Oil. This one can be used as a scalp treatment. It can be used as a pre-shampoo oil treatment. It can be used for styling, so scrunching out the crunch and locking everything in. And I really, really like this as a dry refresh. Probably out of all of them, the one that I really like to use the most for dry refreshing is this one. And I basically found that by accident because I tried using this one as a scalp treatment slash pre-shampoo oil treatment. So I just kind of slicked it on all over, and I discovered that even though my curls were brushed out, frizzy, fluffy, and had zero definition whatsoever, that after I had put this oil on, I noticed that my curls were starting to come back. So I do like using this as a dry refresh. It just really brings them right on back, and you don't have to use that much to get there. But even if you do use a lot, it doesn't look oily and greasy. Even though I had a ton of it in my hair did not look oily and greasy at all. So this is probably my favorite out of the bunch for using as a dry refresh. But like I said, it is a scalp treatment oil as well, and it does make your scalp feel really nice. So if it's irritated and itchy or whatever, putting this on there can definitely help with that, and most especially if you do have a dry scalp. I don't. I actually have an oily scalp, but I didn't find that putting this on made my scalp worse at all. It just felt really good and kind of helped to calm and soothe my irritated scalp. And now this is a little bit more on the pricey side, but I do have a discount code in my description box if you'd like to give it a try. It is definitely worth the price. This next one is a really new acquisition, and I'm kind of late to the party on this one. Everybody else was raving about it long before I decided to try it, and that is the Curlsmith bonding oil. I love this for all the reasons that I like all the other oils, that it does a great job of smoothing everything down, locking everything in. I can use this to scrunch out the crunch. I can use it as a dry refresh. But what I love the most about this is that it's got protein in it. So not only does it do all of the things that I want a serum to do, but it also adds protein to my very protein loving hair and just really helps to kind of bounce up some of those curls that have kind of lost their way along the ends. Sometimes that happens, especially here in the parched climate that I live in. So even though this is really new to me and I haven't had it for very long, it is definitely a fast favorite. And now even though I have to use a little bit more of this one than some of the other ones just because of the consistency of it, I don't have to use too much. Still, a little goes a long way. And you can see that even though I very recently purchased this, I have used a decent amount. It doesn't look like it, but when you consider that you're not using a ton of this product, that actually is quite a bit, because it just really has kind of made its way right away into my favorites. I mean, protein in a serum, what's not to love? So for this one, the hype is definitely well-deserved, and I highly recommend giving it a try if you haven't already. So this concludes my top 5 serums and oils for wavy curly hair. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you like this video, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.